And hello, everybody. Welcome, Master Heart family, our spiritual family on Mondays that takes us just to new places that feels better, is better, walking with God. And you're going to love today. Today is going to be another magical time. And so welcome. I always love our Mondays together and hearing all the good news and then exploring going into like last week we went into our souls and a lot of people have reported just some magical things happening for them this past week. And today we're going to be a little bit more intentional and get into our soul, but actually paint a picture, if you will, on our canvas. And we each have a canvas of light that when we put on that canvas, we'll experience. And it's down in our soul, that canvas. And again, we'll go visit that a little bit later. But I wanted to welcome all of you. And what's the good news? So who has some good news to share? Some good things that have happened, miracles, good things in your life.
Well, I'll go.
Hey, Robin.
Hi, everybody. So with this month, I have my largest volume ever, and it's just at this point of the month, right? So, and I'm just so excited because it's all because of pre-paving my day and being intentional with what Dr. Hank has taught us, and just I'm just so excited. And I've had some aha moments with, he tells us the same thing over and over, but sometimes it takes a while. Well, anyway. And so I had some aha moments on what he's been teaching us, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Fantastic. That's great. Well, congratulations. And it's only going to get better. And we'll paint on your canvas today. You'll paint some beautiful things. And good. Other good news. Thank you, Robin.
I'll share.
Hey, Mia.
Hey.
Hey.
So, as you know, I shared last month, I did a art show, and there was a particular painting that a lot of people enjoyed. And so much so that I had a gentleman who wanted me to recreate an original instead of making prints, so that he had his own original of it. So I recreated it. But what was so interesting and fascinating is that this time, I felt a little nervous about recreating my own work because I've never done that before.
Wow.
So I took a page out of Dr. Hank's book, and I asked, guidance, I asked for help with my creativity, to allow it to come out a certain way, and just to sort of guide me on making the painting, look great. I was a little bit of a perfectionist, and that I wanted it to come out like perfect, but I just wanted it to be good and for him to like it. And so what I noticed is that in asking for help, that, improvements in my painting skills that probably would have, just by sort of practical ways of looking at it, would have taken a year to improve, or like a lot of practice to improve. Like the painting, it looks like the original, but the technique is so different, and it's so it just looks like I painted it in 2 different years. Like one was like last year, and then I've done this painting, or I've improved my skills, and I did it this year. And I was looking at it, and I was like, how can this be that this is, I've never had that happen in my work before. And so I showed the guy, I always send a draft of like 50% done. And if there's any sort of improvements that they want, or anything they want to add it into the painting or whatever, just before I kind of finalize it. And he was just like, this is better than the first one. This is like, it's stunning. And so, I was really kind of like, can it happen that way? Like, can I just ask for improvements in this and the guidance and help? And it turned out that much better. And so now I'm really excited to, move on to other projects and ask for help, because I'm noticing that the images and the inspiration I'm getting for paintings and the things that I'm painting are way different than what it was before.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just miraculous. I think you shared too with the brush stroke, like it was almost like not you doing the stroke, something like that. Is that?
Yeah, it's like so I was painting with acrylics, and I have, my art mentor knows my technique. Like he knows my strokes. Like once you start seeing paintings of a particular artist, their work. And this was like a complete different technique that I've never practiced, and I've never taken any art classes. I'm self-taught. So,
Wow.
it was different. And I found myself enjoying the process a lot more, like being really into it. I'm not always into it, but, it was just a different feeling as I was painting than it was when I was doing the original.
Yeah. That is just amazing. And what a testimonial for God in action, God at work for us, that for us to be able to literally, all we have to do is ask for it. And God comes running, all our archangels, and there's who makes everything in our life is not us. We ask for what we want to have made in our life, what our dreams are. But there's this non-physical energy that most of us refer to as God, and it can be, divine intelligence, and be our archangels, can be all the loving energies and wanted energies of the universe. And they're all here at our beck and call. They just want us. We have to ask because we have freedom. And so, Mia didn't have the freedom to paint the way she really wanted to, where she was enjoying herself. See, that enjoying, that tells you when you enjoy it, that you're with God now. And you're doing kind of the same thing, painting, if you will, but now you're allowing, and remember, step 4 is to allow, to believe and expect. And Mia allowed God to do the strokes, if you will, the paint strokes. Isn't that incredible? I mean, just incredible. And what would take her, like she said, if she would have even had the idea to do it differently, would have taken, a year or whatever to do. And she's like just elevated her entire painting, like all of us are elevating our lives as we realize more and more, and just to soak up this information. And again, and that all happened. I think I'm correct in saying, Mia, that was after Monday that this happened then, where all of a sudden you realize you weren't really painting the strokes.
Yeah, I stood back one day and I just was looking at the painting, and I was like, I'm like, this is not, it was almost like this isn't me, but it was me, and I was sort of admiring it. And I'll say that the first one initially took, it's a 20 by 24 painting, and it took about a week to finish the first part of it, which is the person who's in the middle. And this time it took like 2.5 days to do that part.
Wow. Yeah. So everything becomes easier too. So you feel better, and then it becomes easier. And last week, we went down into our soul, and when you start getting connected to God, the kingdom within you, and we just had some miraculous experiences that happened. Some people just said, like, they just were kind of, when I asked, hey, what did you like best? Some of us were just kind of like still there, and just didn't want to get out. And when you connect with God, and if you'll recall, last week was stairs. We took stairs down, And this week, you're going to see that I've been guided. I've already been told that we're going to just take this golden path downstream, downhill, the easy path, where everything becomes easier, everything feels better. Incredible. Beautiful.
I'll share. Hey,
Hey.
what's up? Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah, so coming along here, my pregnancy, and baby's going to be here in a couple months, right? So I'm excited about that, and it's just really changed my, kind of maybe outlook on things. I mean, I was always up at like 5 a.m., right? Like getting in the grind, starting my morning, of course, with God, the joy shop, always doing that religiously every morning, and my meditation, my workout, right? Just getting up before the family. And the last like couple weeks, I just been kind of letting myself sleep in and just kind of allowing everything that I've asked for and believed in to come to fruition. And it's crazy. I mean, in 2 days, I placed, 3 scanners, 4 actually in 2 days.
Oh,
I mean, things just have, when you allow things and you ask, and what that means for me in business is just, it's more growth for people that don't know what that means. So it's just something that's growing, and I'm really just kind of going with the flow now. Yeah. And it's been scary, and today I have 8 calls. Like, what is going on? I've already had 3 of them, so I'm a little everywhere, but I'm allowing myself to breathe more, and asking for that. And we're shopping for our new home here in either Tampa or Palm Harbor. Within the next couple months, we'll have our new home here, because I've got a wonderful lady that we're working with who's just knows what we want, and everything that I visualized, is mostly coming true. And it's really sometimes hard for me to to kind of clap for myself, along the way, and not sit back and realize, like, hey, for all of you, Mia, your story, Robin, the best month ever, I mean, it's just like, sometimes we just have to sit back, and just say, whoa, thank you, God, whatever it is, all the achievements along the way. And then my book's going to be out soon about my journey. And, like I said, I have 7 years of sobriety now, and I didn't know that meant like completion in biblical terms, or perfection, is what the number 7 means. And I just feel like perfection, like we can strive for whatever we want, and we can always ask for it, no matter what valley you've been in, and allow it, because everything that we're asking for, it comes true. It really does. Yeah. And it's cool. It's just weird because I'm getting up and my daughter is now getting up before me. She's knocking on my door. My 2-year-old's like, Mama, milk.
Well, it's so beautiful that
I'm like, okay, like, I guess I got to get up. But so yeah, that's pretty much what's happening in my world.
Yeah, that is so beautiful that your little baby Jaira, that this is a special time that half of us in the world won't be able to experience that special time with the human being in us. And so Jaira's saying, hey, let's just relax, take it easy. And for all of us, it's good counsel. And the should be, just let go of I should be doing this and I got to be doing that. Just let go of all that stuff. You don't need that anymore. It got you to where you are now. Now you can sit in full faith and trust with God. And so now, even Deborah and I would kid about, she kind of feels like once in a while, and all of us have or are feeling like we're kind of on this hamster wheel, just going around and around. And she decided to get off the hamster wheel. And, and to get off of that and just have faith in God. I don't have to keep on going and, attract the, I got to keep on and getting stuff, that just relax and it'll all come to you. But you have to have that faith, and you have to allow it all to come in the perfect timing that is planned for you. So that's great, Deborah. We're so happy. And yeah, I think your new book should be published this week. And so that's just amazing and fun. And we got even some pictures in there of your past and stuff.
Oh God.
A picture tells a 1,000 words, whatever. So yeah, so that's great. Fantastic. Thank you. And other good things happening with you? Who wants to share?
I'll share something. I haven't been here in a couple of weeks because I've been traveling, but I asked about a month and a half ago that opportunities start showing up and stuff, and they have in like multiple arenas, and it's great. But the Antichrist that I call this up here, wants to continue stepping in and taking what's blessings and turning it into effort and work and overload and everything else. So it's really good to have the calls with you, Dr. Hank, just to stay in that alignment. And last week, one of the things I've been shooting for is like my big goal has been like $12,000 a month in revenue from the different streams of what I'm doing and stuff. And I just blew by that and we're not even to the end of the month yet. And I'm already coming close to $20,000 for this month alone. And it's just, it's happening. But what else with it is it's my philosophy is let it be easy. Yeah. But so often I don't do that. And so in the conversations we've had like last week and stuff, I still get tangled up in some things and stuff. So, they say best coaches have coaches. So I'm so grateful that I have you and we can talk through that. And within moments, because I used to struggle with things for weeks and months. And now within like a call, I can get realigned, so to speak, and move forward with it and stuff. And it's funny. I was down in the Panhandle of Florida a couple of weeks ago, which is why I missed it. I was driving and I'm driving down there on a Sunday, and I'm driving and all these thoughts of all the stuff going on. I was hired to lead the leadership thing for the county down here and stuff. And then the coaching and the other things happening and stuff. Yeah. And all of it was going through my head, and I'm going, man, I got this and I got this. And all of a sudden this quick thought of the Joy Shop came up, and it was like, all I have to do right now is keep the tires in the lane. I had the cruise control set, so I didn't have to hold the gas pedal. Literally, all I had to do was just manipulate the steering wheel little by little and keep in my lane. Yeah. As I started paying more attention to it, all of a sudden it's like, man, this is a beautiful day that I get to enjoy. The sun was out, it was warm out, I had the window down partway, and I can enjoy that rather than that old stress, all that old BS coming back into it as far as how I have to live today. Yeah. And it's really led to this thing where I'm starting a challenge I'm going to do online and stuff like that through the coaching and stuff. And I'm calling it the squeaky wheel challenge because we've all heard that term, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? Yeah. So that always means the problems, doesn't it? Like the squeaky wheel is always the problems, and we put and the grease is our attention. So what I want to do is start working on the squeaky wheel being the gratitudes and being the blessings and being the good things, that the joys of life, and the grease is my attention. So it's putting my attention on the squeaky wheels, which is the good stuff, and making that shift. And I'm really, really excited about doing that. It came across like a ton of bricks, and it's like, man, I'm so on fire to help people with this.
Oh my God, that's just fantastic, Joy. I love it, man.
Isn't that a great way of looking at things?
Yeah.
Like to shift it,
Yeah. So the squeaky. I love the squeaky wheel, and that's where we get our attention, and whatever we focus our attention on grows. So hey, we're going to make the squeaky wheel what we want.
Yeah, and even going back to you, Dr. Hank, is like we come here and we get to do this, right? And then from there, we all get to take our own unique thoughts and ideas and creativity about it. And that's what I hear everybody share about in here, is how they're taking this information and bringing it out in their own unique way. And it's so cool to get to be here and hear that from everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. We all.
Other than that, everything's okay.
Yeah, so geez, so much to comment on. It's just amazing. But yeah, easy money, easy life, and money is simply a gift from God that gives us more choices, more variety. It doesn't have all this drama in it, like we were, kind of brought up, and root of all evil and filthy rich and all that stuff. Hey, just forget that. It's easy money, easy life. God's gift. I allow it in now, and so love that, and the Antichrist that I typically call the committee now. It's the devil. Who are you serving? Who are you going to serve? Are you going to serve the devil, or are you going to serve God? And so we get to choose, and that's the freedom that we have. This amazing freedom where we get to choose. And we get to choose right now. So no matter what's going on in your life, you get to choose. And one of the things probably you don't want to choose is what's going on right now in your life that you don't like. Don't think that what you're looking at here is reality. And remember, we create our reality, and it all starts with our thought and then our feelings about those thoughts. So that is just incredible, Joy, and thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, this is beautiful. Anyone else? Well, I wanted to share with you.
I'll share, Dr. Hank.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mom.
Hi.
Hi.
So my husband and I, we had a big night out on Saturday. We got our daughters to sleep over their friend's house, and we're going to a concert in Hollywood, and we're going to stay at a hotel down there. So the night before, I just told him, I was like, let's pre-pave our day. Because I wanted our daughters to settle at their friends' houses early so we could just have the day. And I just literally, okay, when we wake up, I want this to happen. And I want all these things to happen before the concert. And all of it happened. I got both of my daughters. They were at their friends' houses by 11. So we had the whole day to just do what we needed to do. And it was just perfect. I ended up, when we were at the concert, I was like, all right, I'm going to make my way to the front. I'll see you later. And I ended up meeting this guy who was it was like a electronic music DJ. He does visuals with his sets. And he was like a mathematician who had worked with the DJ. And he's like, oh, I worked on an album of his so many years ago. And I was like, my friend's a really big fan. Do you think you could introduce him? So at the end of the concert, he texted me. He's like, come to the front. And so I got my friend, and he ended up getting a picture with the DJ. And it was just so cool.
Yeah.
The whole night was, it was just awesome. And one of their friends who was there too, I really wanted to get in touch with, because he can help me to start my new business, because he does distribution, and he does he would be able to tell me if I wanted to get our products into a supermarket, how much to order. And we just had a really great connection with him and his wife, which was, I kind of honed in on doing that, and we really hit it off with them. So I was like, this is great. It's like a great future relationship we can have to get my business going. But yeah, it's just, everything's just been so awesome. And every time after my conversations with you, it's just the best. It's so amazing. I'm so appreciative of you and everything that you've done.
Well, how wonderful, and thank you. And that's what this does also. And the magic is when we're on the wanted side of what we desire, and we're thinking about pre-paving it how we want it. We're literally that powerful that we can create it the way that we want it. And when you get that momentum going, and so you're on your lighted path, if you will, your golden path. When you're on that path, what happens is you create more wanted momentum. And because God knows exactly where you are and exactly what you want, creates more of the things that you want. Where you all of a sudden, you didn't ask for a picture with this guy, the band member, whatever, but all of a sudden, oh my God, there it happens. And then you pre-pave on the relationship, and it just magically works out even better, to what you want. And remember that we're not manipulating people here or anything. We're just saying how we want it. And when we get it the way we want it, for like the business partner you were talking to, it benefits them too. God has a way that when we get what we want, the other people that helped us get what we want, they'll get what more of what they want. It's really a magical life we live in, folks. And for us to just realize that, my God, I have to ask for what I want. I have to prepay them to make it the way the way that I want it. And earlier I was talking with somebody this morning, and I said, and they were saying, well, when I ask for stuff, not everything comes to me. And well, I'll tell you why that is. It's because, we have thought about, however we want the next call to be or whatever, but then we've had all these other thoughts that oppose it. Okay, I know, I hope I'm not told no, or I hope the picture, doesn't mess up and, that they don't like it, or, we're just saying a bunch of stuff because God's listening to every prayer and receiving every prayer and answering it and not judging it. So all we need to do, and that's why this spiritual family of ours is just so beautiful, with us leading with heart, that as we lead with heart, it just gets better and better. That we just start thinking more and more about what we want. And then we have the magic happen. And I love how some of you are writing this down, because this is just from divine intelligence, from God's mouth to your ears and your mind and your heart, our minds, our hearts, to be able to experience that. So that's an amazing moment. Thank you so much for sharing that. And they're all miracles. They're every bit of it. Even the contrasts, the things that we don't want, are actually there, or God's put them there for us so that we can build the energy to what we do want. And so we can walk with God. When we walk with God, we walk with our desires. So I want to share a couple of things with you that I personally have experienced, and a couple other people that I've either heard of or know. And it really goes back to all of this. Let's not be looking at what's going on right now, unless it's really good, like Joey, all this stuff going on with Joey, like Mongo. So again, you want to look at what's going on the watch it, and you want to just love it and say, give me more of it, and more will come to you. Okay, and you want to build that energy. Give me more. Give me more. Can I please have more money? Can I please have more easy money? Can I please have more amazing, miraculous pictures? Can I please have more amazing, date nights, experiences? We literally have the power to ask for it. But if you're looking at what is unreality, I got to face reality, and it's something you don't want, that these examples, these stories will help you to realize just how magnificent that you are and that you can create it all. The first story is a true story. All three are true stories. The first story is a true story about, this was in World War II, and there was a prisoner in Hitler's prison camp. My dad actually was in Hitler's prison camp too, but this is about him, it's about this other guy. And I know this, that in that prison camp, if you would look at reality, what's happening, you didn't know if you'd get fed today. You didn't know if you'd be shot today for no reason. You didn't know if you'd live the rest of the day. And so this one particular person, this man, just started to think about every day about Los Angeles. He just loved Los Angeles. And so he just thought about living in Los Angeles, being in the warm weather, the sunshine. He just loved LA and what that Hollywood sign, whatever. And so he would just visualize that. And he is one of the lucky ones that, but it's not luck. He created it, okay? But most would say, he got lucky and he got out and made it alive. But not only did he make it, make it out and alive. But he found himself a few years later living in LA. And so our dreams come true. And so what he was doing is we each have within us, within our soul, a canvas, if you will. And this canvas, kind of using Mia's profession here and thinking about it, it's a great, beautiful perspective that God has given us to share today. And then we have these canvases. And the canvas, these pictures are what we have thought about. And so what if we're thinking about what's going on right now, we're thinking about our past, about something we don't like or whatever, or we're thinking about our future, whatever you're thinking about is going on this canvas. And that canvas is your subconscious mind, if you will. It's God who creates your life, puts your life in action. It's done unto you as you believe. This is where your beliefs are on these canvases. And so this individual painted the canvas of not where he was in the prison camp, probably not going to make it, but instead, his canvas that he painted on was this canvas about LA. The second story I have is this individual I know. He was in North Vietnam, in a prison camp, and in what he described as a cage. So he literally was in a cage, pretty much same circumstances, didn't know if they would be fed, didn't know if they'd be shot for no particular reason, didn't know if they'd make it through that day. But he decided to not think about what was going on, what's happening right now, but just think about what will be the way that he wanted it. And what he thought about is that he was in Las Vegas, driving on the strip of Las Vegas with all the lights and everything, okay, and in a limo, and having just a great time and having a bunch of people with them and having a lot of money and just having a super time. So he'd sit in his cage every day, and all he would do was think about him being in Vegas, driving in the limo, having all this fun, enjoying life, being so happy, feeling so good. And one day, while he's in this little cage, for whatever reason, but we know the reason, that the cage was unlocked. And he decided, well, I'm just going to go out, and I got shot, whatever, but I'm going to go out. So he goes out, and one way after the next, one miraculous in this journey, gets back to South Vietnam and ends up back in the United States. And he finds himself a couple of years later, he's driving in a limo with a bunch of people going down in Las Vegas, going down the strip with all the lights and everything and all the money. This is how powerful we are. When we paint on our canvas what we want, it's only possible to get what we want. And our lives are based on everything that we put on this canvas. In fact, the third and final story is about me. About 8 years ago, I guess I would say in some ways I was unhappy in certain areas of my life, and I really wasn't conscious of it, but I was thinking about, like, I got to find a way out. Okay, have you ever been that way where you just go, man, I just got to get out, got out of this situation, relationship, whatever. And so again, I wasn't real conscious of it, but I know that I wasn't very happy. And I knew I wasn't walking with God. And so God created an environment. It was the only answer that I could muster up. There could have been a much easier solution, but maybe I just wasn't facing it. And so I'm driving down the highway, and in the left lane is an 18-wheeler towing an 18-wheeler. And as I pass it on the right, the 18-wheeler goes out of control and slams into my car and totals my car and totals my body. And so I think I have like a little, I have some pictures of it. I don't even have pictures. I guess, let's see. I used to have some pictures on it. I think I kind of decided, I haven't told this story, by the way. I used to be on stage telling this story, but I haven't told it for years. But the reason why the story came up, because the rest of the story is yet to come. So my body is told, and I'm told that I'm paralyzed, my waist down, and I'm told I can never walk again. And I'm told that an operation would only, it could potentially, wouldn't help me walk, but I could maybe start feeling pain. And so I'd be not only not able to walk the rest of my life, but I'd be in pain the rest of my life. And I just decided I didn't want that. That's what I didn't want. So when the doctors would come up and the nurses come up and say, oh yeah, this, Dr. Hank here, he's never going to walk again, whatever. I would think to myself, and it was a blessing. The contrast was a blessing. When they'd say I couldn't walk, I wouldn't tell them as they tried to talk me out of it, but I would just tell myself, and I'd start painting on my canvas. And I really didn't realize what I was doing at the time, but it was painting on my canvas, this blank canvas that all of us can make our canvas blank and start writing a new story about our future. And so I started writing a new story about me walking, and I could just feel how great it was, the freedom to be able to walk and move my legs. It was just great. And I found myself in some park, and I had a bluebird singing, and it was just glorious. I was just walking along, and, one breath after the next, 1 minute after the next, 1 day after the next day, 1 week, 1 month after the next. And I just kept on thinking about this. And then I would walk, and I'd be walking, and I'd see some water, and there was beautiful waterfall. And oh man, I just got into that. And one day, breath after breath, all of a sudden, I felt my right toe. I felt a little energy in my right toe. And I know that whatever we focus on will grow. So I focused my attention on that energy. And that energy started, breath after breath, day after day, started moving up my right leg, moving across my waist, moving down my left leg, and voila. And I always love doing this, I got to do it. And so now, they call me a walking miracle. I'm not supposed to be walking because other people, I'm not going to be a PP, a people pleaser, and listen to the opinion of other people. That instead, I'm going to only listen to God's opinion. And God gave me that vision of me walking. And last week, so this just happened last week, and why this story is so fresh now to me is I moved because of a bunch of circumstances I could have never figured out myself, that I end up moving. And where I was living 8 years ago didn't have any water, didn't have any power, none of that. And the place that I moved to about a year ago, I mainly was just interested in the inside. I wanted tall ceilings and, so many bedrooms, bathrooms, blah, blah, blah. And I really didn't think about outside at all. And it was less than a mile away from my firstborn son, from my first grandson, and my first granddaughter. And they just had moved here. And so I was, an hour away, and I wanted to be less than a mile away. So I'm less than a mile away from them. I moved into this place. And last week, I'm walking in what I'm looking at right now, this park. And so I'm literally living in front of a park, this beautiful park. And so Jenny and I are walking down in this park last week. And all of a sudden I look up and there's a blue jay, and the blue jay is singing, welcoming me for this morning, for this life, for me walking. It's the same blue jay that I saw 8 years ago on my canvas that I had painted. And then I walk about 50 yards more and I realized, oh my God, the birds that I had seen, the ducks that I had seen on this pond 8 years ago on my canvas, that there they were. And because I was 50 yards away from this beautiful pond with this waterfall, everything that I had put on my canvas 8 years ago. And so when they say to me, well, Dr. Hank, you're a walking miracle, I say, indeed I am. And now I say to all of you, my spiritual family, that each one of you. And so let's go there now. And let's take our blank canvas that's rests in our soul and let's paint it a new story, a better story, a brighter future for all of us. So I want you to relax, to get quiet. We're going to go within. I'd suggest you close your eyes and just become very quiet. Breathe in that all-powerful breath that connects you with your higher power, with God and all that is. Breathing in the breath of God. And as you breathe out, release anything that is unwanted. Release that committee, that devil, that antichrist. Release it. And breathe in. And breathe out. And just say to yourself, at ease, as we become meek and inherit the earth. Because the way that we mold our lives into what we want is through our thoughts and feelings that go on the canvas of our life. And relax now and start at the top of your head and open up the crown of your head and allow divine intelligence to flow down through you. Just relaxing you, putting in good feeling thoughts, miraculous, beautiful thoughts now are flowing to you. Just relaxing your forehead, relaxing your eyes, relaxing your jaw. Becoming so relaxed now. Relax. Top of your head, back of your head, your spine, just go all the way down your spine, relaxing it and start communicating to all of your organs. You're getting so relaxed, so at ease, so in love. Just relax your heart now. Allow your heart to open up wide and welcome in each other as we love each other, as we connect with each other. It's becoming so relaxed and working down into our lungs, our chest, our stomach, feeling so relaxed, so at ease with the divine flowing through, going down our hips, our legs and knees, calves, ankles, and our feet. Feeling so at one hand with God and all that is. Relaxing every cell now of your body. Every nerve of your body, every muscle of your body is now so calm, so in peace. And now come up to the top of your head and imagine this beautiful door, this beautiful white door opens up now into your soul. And we walk and we begin walking down. We open up the door and see this beautiful golden path. It's so easy. It's just downhill now. And we just start walking, skipping down our lighted path. We're going down deeper and deeper and deeper. We're going down into our beautiful, beautiful soul. To our soul that loves who we are, every bit of who we are, in the past, the present, the future. Loves you, knows everything you can. Going down deeper and deeper and deeper, going into your heart, going into your soul. And now at the bottom of this beautiful golden lighted path, we just go and stand at the bottom of this and feel God's light and love shine in us. We are in pure stillness now. Feel the love now just flowing in you and around you, all through your oneness with God. So beautiful. Just rest and be at ease. So comforting, so secure, so lovely, so wonderful, so peaceful. Give me peace, and peace is mine now. Just enjoy this time with God. God now invites you to God's playground, your imagination. God now tells you that whatever you imagine, whatever you put on your canvas, shall be yours. So let us go up to our canvas, and the beautiful thing is, any beliefs that have not served us are gone. Any fears that we have are released, and Archangel Michael takes your fears, and just flies away with them. And we are in a state of pure love now. We're standing in front of our canvas of our life, and it's white, this brilliant white. And we have these magnificent paints and brushes of all varieties that sit before us. And we begin to first put a smile, and it's your smile. Put that smile on your canvas. And God promises you now that you're going to smile more than you ever have. And go ahead and put the color of your eyes, paint your eyes there. Just watch how stunning they are. They just glow. And as you look at your eyes down the canvas, they look at you with such love, such an amazing beauty, because you are beautiful. And now take a beautiful red brush into the red paint, this deep paint, and now on the canvas, paint your heart. This beautiful red, deep, loving heart of yours. Oh, that you lead with now. Paint your beautiful heart there. Then take some time to just admire how beautiful you are. The beautiful face. You can paint on it any way that you want to. Your beautiful, youthful, energized, smiling face. Oh, and your heart, and just feel your heart. Look at how it just became alive and starting to beat on the canvas, starting to vibrate this love right into you and right into the world. Oh my, it is just incredible. You are incredible. Your love is endless, and the most powerful power there is this loving heart of yours, where you come from, just pure love. You can draw the rest of your beautiful body, if you will. It just functions so well, and walks so well, and talks so well, and communicate an angel communication. Just so happy now, so healthy. It just flows. Your organs work so well. Oh, and you just love this healthy body of yours. Good looking, handsome, beautiful body of yours. Oh my. And now begin to paint next to this beautiful body of yours. It's amazing, the temple of God. And next to it now, putting clouds, your dreams, white, beautiful dreams, and start painting in that in. That's good feeling thoughts. So yeah. It's all that's your relationships. Relationships. They're just all filled with more love now. It's just magic. Just love your dreams. Now they're true. Now they're on your canvas now. So take a minute and just start to paint. Paint whatever comes to you. All the things that you want. Just start one brush stroke after the next. Painting, what are your dreams? Where's your relationship, your health, your success? Your just, yeah. Take your family, healthy children, smell, everybody laughing, together, travel, feeling so good. Your heart giving you this divine energy, everything. His love, bright futures. So magnificent. It's beautiful. Let's just step back and look at this beautiful painting now. There's everything. It's a painting of you, your life. You will now experience and love your big resource. Everyone's here for you now. All that want you, that help you to your desires are now on your hands. This is the life now. This is the life that our souls have always intended us to have. And it's now real. It's now painted on our canvas. And we shall experience this now. And we look so forward to this. We give such great thanks that we can be a deliberate creator now. We rise up. We lead with heart now. And we lead the life of our dreams. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody healthy, wealthy, and happy. Esther Hart family, put them in there, just all these connections, all of these good prayers flowing away from each other to each other, loving each other, supporting each other, and lifting each other. These are the things. This is a spiritual family we're born. So beautiful. Give such thanks. And this canvas now is easy access with any thought that you can now paint onto your canvas, and it will come true. We give thanks for this, our ability to think it and feel it and have it put on our canvas of life. And then have for the Father do the work. To have God created for us now. And we love experiencing the life of our dreams. That we have created and what God has done for us and given us it all. And the paint shall always be there for you. The brushes are always there. Special paint to put on. Take another last look at it before we go back into our chairs. We just love our life. We love creating it the way that we want it. So beautiful, the most beautiful, most priceless painting is yours that you just. And now we see a door, an open door, and we walk over to the open door, and it's a door of light. We open up that door of light, it swings open. We're creating this amazing life now that we have inherited the world. I now invite you to come back into the room, knowing that your canvas is well and always there to add more goodies to it. We'll count from 3 down to 1 and 3. Mind, body, and spirit. We are one with the body and spirit, one with God, and all with you. And 2, that we know that all of this will now come true. And as we awaken, we wiggle our fingers and toes, and we gently come back into our seats. And at 1, we open up our eyes and welcome this amazing life with this incredible canvas. And so it is. Amen. Thank you all. I love you. share with me all the goodies that happen. Can't wait to see your campus. All is well and getting better. Beautiful. Love you all. Bye-bye.